Hello everyone, this is grade 3, module 7, lesson 11 homework. The directions for 1 say, Samson tessellates regular hexagons to make the shape below. And we do know that when we talk about tessellates or tessellations, it means putting geometric shapes together with no gaps and no overlaps. So they have to be pushed up next to each other with no gaps or overlaps. So we can see that the hexagons are pushed together. For A, it says outline the perimeter of Samson's new shape with a highlighter. So I'm going to take a highlighter right now, and I'm going to outline. And you'll see that I'm using red. And what I'm doing with perimeter, the perimeter of this is going around the boundary or around the outside of the entire figure. Meaning it's almost like putting up a fence around a property. So there's A. B says, explain how Samson could use a string to measure the perimeter of his new shape. So what Samson will do is he will lay the string around the highlighted part, and then once he gets all the way around the outside of the shape, he'll take that string, stretch it out straight, and use a ruler to measure that. And there's my explanation right there. Samson will lay the string down on the outside of the shape all the way around. He could then lay the string out straight and measure it with a ruler. So that's how he's going to figure out his perimeter for this. Let's go to C. How many sides does his new shape have? And when we count sides, we're counting like 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and label those in. And there they are, and you'll see that we have 18 sides. So when it says how many sides does his shape have? 18 sides. For D, it says shade in the area of the new shape with a colored pencil. Well, I'm going to use blue for this one, and I'll shade them in. So here I go with blue. And what I'm shading in with the area is the measurement of the inside of the shape. And you'll see that I can still kind of see the red going around the outside for the perimeter of it. So let's move on. And 2 says, estimate to draw at least 4 copies of the given triangle to make a new shape, without gaps or overlaps. Outline the perimeter of your new shape with a highlighter. Shade the area with a colored pencil. So what I have to do is take that triangle and use at least 4 copies to do this. So I'm going to draw the original. And now I'll draw another one this way. One up like that. One down like that. One here. And one here. And you'll see that I drew 6. It says at least 4. I could have just done 4 of those, but I wanted to do 6 to show the full tessellation. So now I'm going to outline this shape. And I'll do it again in red. And what I mean by outlining is I'm doing the perimeter of it, which is the distance around the outside. So there's my perimeter. And my area I'm going to shade, and the area is the distance or the measure of the inside. So here it comes in blue, and I'm going to try to hit as much of it as I can on the inside without going to the outside of it. My coloring is not top notch. So you can still see the lines in there, and you can see my perimeter going around the outside in red, and the area is blue. And again, I made a tessellation because there's no overlaps and no gaps with it. Let's go to page 2. So page 2, Says for 3, the marks on the strings below show the perimeters of Shyla and Frank's shapes. Whose shape has a greater perimeter? How do you know? So it looks to me like this is the length of Shyla's, and this is the length of Frank's perimeter. So I can easily tell who has the greater perimeter. It's going to be Frank's because his string is longer, meaning there's more distance around the outside. So that's what we would write in for our explanation for that. So there's my explanation right there. And what we can now do is take a look down at 4, and we'll go through a couple of these. A and B, and I don't know if I'll do all of the explanation, but I'll at least talk you through. So it says, India and Theo use the same shape to create the tessellations shown below. So I can see that they created similar ones using a basic shape, and there's no gaps and no overlaps. So now A says, estimate to draw the shape India and Theo used to make their tessellation. Well, I can see a very definitive shape in there because they did a nice thing by using a shaded gray one and a white one. So I can see that this is probably the basic shape, or the one that they started with. And it was rotated in there, but that's just so there's no overlaps or gaps to make the tessellation. So it was a triangle. Theo says both tessellations have the same perimeter. Do you think Theo is right? Why or why not? Well, if we look at perimeter, we're talking about distance around the outside. So this distance here compared to this distance here. And I see that they both used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 triangles to make their tessellations, meaning if they're making a tessellation with 12, so there's no overlaps or no gaps, they're going to be the same perimeter, probably. But also, if I wanted to go through and count the lengths, I have one length of a triangle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it took me 10 triangle lengths to get around this. If I do it with this other one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It took me 10 lengths to get around there. So the perimeter or distance is 10 lengths or 10 units. And for India's, it's 10 lengths or 10 units. So they have the same perimeter. That's getting exact with measurement. But the fact that they used 12 of the same triangles to make a tessellation would help me out with that perimeter. So that's how you would answer B down at the bottom. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps, and good luck on the rest of your homework.